Welcome to Learn About Law. My name is Kevin O'Flaherty from O'Flaherty Law, and today we're going to explain the difference between S corporations and LLCs in Illinois. On the Secretary of State level, when you form your corporation, you choose between being a corporation or an LLC. By default, you're a C corporation, which is a corporation that's taxed both at the corporate level on profits, and then when distributions are made to shareholders, the shareholders are taxed on those distributions. So the corporation is taxed twice. An LLC is not taxed twice. The taxes pass directly through to the LLC members. So the LLC isn't taxed on corporate profits. Instead, the members of the LLC are taxed directly on their personal tax returns on any profits the corporation made or distribution. So this is preferable. By filing an S corporation with the IRS, a C corporation can get two benefits. One is that by being treated as an S corp rather than a C corp, they get pass-through taxation just like an LLC, meaning that the corporation isn't taxed twice. You're taxed just on the your individual tax returns on both corporate profits and any distributions. So that's good. The other benefit of being taxed as an S corp is that you save on self-employment tax. S corps get favorable self-employment tax treatment. So if you're actually working in the business, being an S corp is beneficial. A nuance here is that LLCs can also file S corp election. So you can be an LLC that's taxed as an S corp. And the reason you would do that, even though LLCs already have pass-through taxation, is because by being an LLC taxed as an S corp, you can also get the self-employment tax benefits of an S corp. So for people who are working in their own business and have an LLC, I usually recommend filing an S corp election so that they can get the benefit of the favorable self-employment tax treatment. So it's kind of a misnomer to talk about the difference between LLCs and S corps, because LLCs can be taxed as S corps. But for the purposes we'll talk about LLCs, whether they're taxed as S corps or not, versus corporations that are taxed as S corps. All right. So these are both really good vehicles for small businesses. Anyone that's going to be publicly traded or have a whole lot of shareholders is probably going to be a C corporation, because you'll take the double taxation in order to have you'll need to have that corporate form to accommodate that many shareholders. S corps are limited to 100 shareholders, and LLCs are very difficult to manage with very many shareholders. Both LLCs and S corporations provide two main benefits. One is favorable tax treatment, so it's better to be a taxed as an LLC or an S corporation than it is to be taxed as a partnership or a sole proprietorship. The other main benefit, and the one most people think of, is liability protection. Whether you are a shareholder of an LLC or an S corp, you are protected from personal liability for corporate debt, meaning that if someone sues the corporation for corporate actions, they can't come after your personal assets unless you've personally guaranteed a loan or committed personal malfeasance. So you get the same benefits out of both an LLC and an S corp. The main difference is the corporate formalities that are required for major decisions. Day-to-day decisions can be made by the leaders in an S corp or an LLC without calling special meetings. But S corps require an annual meeting of shareholders and an annual meeting of directors in order to maintain the corporate in order to maintain the corporate form and the benefits that they get from it. So the liability and the tax protection. So you have to have this annual meeting, and if you're a one-person S corp, if you don't have any partners in your S corp, then this is just a document that's prepared by your attorney showing that the annual meeting happened, and it's really just a formality, but you still have to do it. If you want to make major decisions, then you have to have a special meeting of shareholders or directors, depending on the type of decision and depending on the bylaws of the S corporation. That's the big difference, is that LLCs don't require annual meetings of their members, and LLCs can make major decisions by email if they want, rather than holding these special meetings and going through these corporate formalities. In Illinois, LLCs used to be much more expensive to form, and the annual fees to the Secretary of State used to be more expensive. Recently, the past couple of years, the annual fees and the formation fees have gone down for LLCs to make them comparable for S-corps. So before that fee dropped, I used to recommend people be S-corps because it's basically 6 in one hand, half a dozen the other if they're a small couple-member corporation, and the fee was cheaper annually to be an S-corp. Now that the fee is about the same, I usually recommend that people in small companies be LLCs that are taxed as S-corps. They get all the benefits of the corporation without having to follow the corporate formalities. So when would you want to be an S-corp instead of an LLC? The main compelling reason to be an S-corp instead of an LLC is when you have passive investors that want to be protected by the corporate formalities. So if you want those corporate formalities to make it more difficult to make major changes to the corporation in order to protect the rights of silent investors, or if you have a lot of shareholders or a complex shareholder group and you don't want 2 or 3 people making big decisions by email, then an S corporation makes sense. If you get to that stage and then you grow beyond it to the point where your shareholders aren't the type that can qualify to be shareholders of an S corporation, or you have too many shareholders, or you want to be publicly traded, that's when a C corporation might come into play. So that's the main difference between an S corp and an LLC. It comes down to those corporate formalities, and that's really the decision point and how badly investors want to be protected versus ease of use. If you want ease of use, go with an LLC. If you want protection for investors, go with an S corp. And remember, LLCs can be taxed as S corps. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section below this post at learn-about-law.com or below the video on our YouTube station. If you need some help, please feel free to give us a call at 630-324-6666. That's 630-324-6666. We offer free consultations in many areas of law. We have several geographic locations for your convenience. If you found this helpful, we'd love it if you'd subscribe to us on YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcasts or watch your videos. Thank you so much for watching and listening.
Thanks so much for watching our video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Click the subscribe button for new videos every week, and download and review us on iTunes. Visit learn-about-law.com for other legal-related articles and videos. Visit our business podcast and video blog, seizeyourbusiness.com, and visit Making Real Estate Fun for real estate videos and podcasts. Call us at 630-324-6666 for a free consultation.